Should I prefer MBA college or MBA specialization? That's quite an interesting question, isn't it? Especially if you do not land in a tier 1 college. The more we are away from the higher tier of college, the more these kind of questions start to haunt us. And the reason is also very simple. Because when we look for a tier 1 college, we know that most of the Indian MBA schools do not offer a specialization based MBA. They offer a general MBA or business management, which basically means that you have a lot of flexibility in choosing your subjects in second year or the later part of the course, if it is a 1-year program or anything. But still, sometimes we might be confused in that. So how to resolve this kind of dilemma? Ideally, there is no clear answer. But if I have to quickly pick an answer in just a flick of time, I would say go for the college. But wait, before you think, oh my God, what this guy is talking about, college? You have to think about a couple of things. General thought process is always this, that let me go for the college. And the answer is also very simple. You are going to invest a lot of money on it. So there is a possibility that you would want to reap the money from that as well. And the college that gives you the best return on investment is something that you would want to think about. The second thing is the type of career that the college might be offering you. And again, if your specific course is not going to give you any good career, then what is the point of spending so much of money and doing so much for the preparation of your MBA exam? And third thing is the network opportunities which help you improve your employability and entrepreneurial ability or entrepreneurial opportunities in the future. But that is a very, very limited answer, my dear. So what I've tried to do, I've divided this entire problem into 3 parts. That means the 3 factors you should be considering. Factor number 1 is, let's say you have a couple of colleges in your kitty from tier 1. In that case, what you should do? So here is a bit of evaluation for you which can help you understand or find out your final answer on whether you should go for course or the college. The very first thing is check the financial merits in terms of the fee versus ROI. That's a very, very important metric, especially when we are going to spend a lot of money. Now, these type of things might not really be too impactful in those colleges which are entirely government funded, or most of the undergraduate programs in India, because comparatively they are slightly on a cheaper side, economical side. Exceptions are not getting considered here. But if we talk about the top B schools of India, which even if they are government, for example, IMS, they are not government funded as such. So there is a lot of monetary investment that goes into it. And your monetary investment is not just the fee that you are going to pay. It is also going to be those 2 years during which you won't be earning anything. Let's say if your current package is 15 lakh per annum, or let's say 10 lakh per annum, then ideally for IIM Calcutta, that is going to charge you somewhere around 30 lakh for the MBA program, you are going to shell out 50 lakh rupees. Do you get that kind of a return on investment? You have to think about that. And yes, from IIM Calcutta, you will be getting it. In that case, it would be ideal for you to go for a college and not for the program as such, unless you have a very sharp bent on a particular program. Again, in tier 1 colleges, as I told you, there is no fixed specialization, barring a couple of colleges, for example, SP Jain. The second thing you have to think about is your long-term career goal. Long-term career goal. Long-term career goal means, of course, you are going to get the placement from your college, but you won't be staying there for the entire life. At least most of the people don't. So in that case, where do you think you want to go and how your college or your course can take you there? For instance, if you have to think from the perspective of whether you get a call from IMA or you want to get into human resources, then if you are so much into human resources, that means you really think that I don't know what will I do in my life if I do not get a job in human resources. Then better is that you pick a specialization and not IIM Ahmedabad. But in that case as well, you have to think about how many roles of human resources come in IIM Ahmedabad. But if you think that maybe, human resources is the only thing that I want to live for, then you have to go for those kind of colleges which are really good and offer a specialization on human resources. And if the goodness of those colleges is slightly lower than IIM Ahmedabad, that is a very easy and calculative gamble to play. And in that case, you can go for the specialization and not for the college. The third thing is ease of job switch. And this is where networking is quite important in certain areas. For instance, if you want to become a data analyst or you want to get into the higher roles that require data analysis, in that case, data analysis in itself is a rare skill. In case of finance also, you would say that, core finances, of the likes of venture capital or of the likes of investment banking, you require those kind of skills which are very limited or are with limited people. In that case, maybe your network might not be the biggest thing for you because you already have that kind of skill which is very rare. People would be willing to take you. But if I talk about, say, marketing, the kind of skills needed for marketing are not as rare as in case of data analytics. In that case, if you want to really grow within that field, you would require good network. And in that case, it would be desirable for you to maybe prefer a college instead of a course, which was not the case in case of data analysis. So generally, when we talk about tier 1, you would be able to see that you would go for college instead of the course. Second idea is if you have college choices from among the tier 2 colleges. By the way, how to find out tier 1 and tier 2? IMS has a good classification called the A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on till B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Those classification you can find on our website imsindia.com. Just Google that, you will be able to get that, and that will help you understand what is tier 1, what is tier 2 and what is tier 3. By the way, in this case, I would recommend that financial merits has to be the most important calling for you. Financial merits simply again means the same thing, fee versus the ROI. As far as tier 2 colleges are concerned, the course might not really be a very big thing, but college also might not really be a very big thing because it is tier 2. It is not going to be a very, very great distance. For instance, let's take a look at the idea of long-term career goal. If you have a choice between IIT Kharagpur and finance, then you might want to go for your specialization, finance. Because comparing that with IIT Kharagpur, finance will give you a better employability in general sense. But if you talk about IIT Kharagpur versus the HR, in that case, the HR might not give you that kind of employability comparison to the median package that IIT Kharagpur can give you. Now, all these things are generalized in a very, very average sense, just to give you a perspective. But overall, we have seen that when we talk about tier 2 colleges, you have an opportunity to go for the courses. You have the opportunity, which was not that much in case of tier 1 colleges. What you should do when tier 3 colleges are there for you? In this case also, I would say that financial merits is going to be the only thing for you. So prefer high paying course. But that is also a very, very last resort. I say repeat. If you can repeat. If the age factor or various other factors, blah, 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 whatever is there on your mind are not really pressing you to go for MBA this year, it is important, it is a good idea to go for the MBA entrance exam again if you have the choices from tier 3 colleges. In a nutshell, I would say that you should prioritize college if you want a strong brand name and alumni network. If you are open to multiple career paths because it offers you more flexibility given that you are from a particular college. And of course, high placement opportunities are going to be there in a particular college. And generally, when we talk about these kind of factors, we realize that most of such things will happen in tier 1 colleges. Prefer course if you have a clear career goal. For instance, IT, HR, finance, analytics. And I also told you already, on the basis of this also, you will think quite well whether you want to go for course or not. But still, if you have a clear career goal, it is a good idea to prefer course, especially with tier 2 colleges. If you want to enter niche roles, specific roles, although I have given the example here that HR roles at XLRI, etc., that's not a tier 2 college, that's a tier 1 college. Just to give you a perspective, if you want to go into specific roles for HR, XLRI, TIS, they are really good, right? And of course, still in that case also, this is going to be the most important thing. The specialization that you want to choose should be highly ranked. highly ranked, and industry recognized. Otherwise, there is no point. Hey, I want to do a particular specialization. If you learn peanuts, my dear, what is the point of doing a particular specialization? In these cases, you would generally realize that you have choices among tier 2 colleges. Once you do this kind of analysis on your own, don't take a decision immediately. Consult a mentor. And whatever then a mentor tells you, you go for that. All the best.